So
What's going on, everybody? It's Nine Wings, and it's a great day because a lot of people are off work because of Martin Luther King Day, even the racists. So they should be happy that Martin Luther King marched peacefully and he went to the White House and didn't try to take it over. And then we get a holiday. Guess what you will not get? You will not get a January 6th holiday of them trying to take over the White House because there was nothing peaceful about it, and no one there was Martin Luther King Jr. I'll tell you that right now. What's going on, Willie B?
ah, another beautiful day in the neighborhood, like always. You know, but
Let me
yeah.
ask you this: What would you have opted in to make double time working on Martin Luther King's Day, or as a black man, would you like to be off on Martin Luther King's Day?
I'd rather be off. I don't want to work if I don't have to. I've learned that being home with the family sometimes is more important.
That is true.
Um, Plus, I mean, we don't have that many holidays anyway, and we just got what Juneteenth.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think. We just got that, and that's a holiday for them forgetting to tell people that they were free.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got to start somewhere. I guess. I don't know. This is where we at right now. Also, partly because we don't have any control over what's going on, or we're not that involved in what's going on. So therefore, we only get what they get.
You think so, sir?
Yeah, I don't think if we was really involved in certain things, I think it'd be a little different. It could be, but politics is politics, though. So I guess once you get in that realm, I guess it's something different.
Yeah, politics is politics, but you know why it's called politics? Because they politely dictated us out of it. If you really think
So
about it, yeah.
so they just we want to talk you out of what you want. So they're kind of playing your conscience.
Yeah. Just think about this, right? You pay taxes. We talked about this in the last episode. So y'all can go back and check the ones out. They're going to be a new location shortly. And you're going to see some crazy things going on. But as I said before, we pay for taxes for our kids to get educated. And our kids are not educated fairly. We pay for things that politicians are supposed to be fighting for that don't come back to our community. And then every 2 years, or every time it's time for an election, they're changing districts, gerrymandering, redlining, you name it, they do it to try to keep the good stuff on one side and the bad stuff on the other, or not give funds to the other. So,
We gonna pay taxes.
yeah, but that's what Martin Luther King was fighting for. If you ask me, I'll go ahead and say
taxes.
not for taxes, but fairness. It should be fair. All kids should learn. Like the kids have no control over where they live at. You have no control over well, you do have control over, you can not have them take taxes out, but they're gonna get you at the end of the year. But either way, you're gonna pay taxes here if you live in the United States. So yeah, it's not fair how we get taxed. And then you think about, why do they fight to become free anyway?
Wouldn't that give us a better opportunity to make changes?
Yeah, but that means this year I challenge all my hip hop and musical and Black entrepreneurs and urban entrepreneurs to start finding out when your city council meetings is, your town board meetings, and showing up. I know they would love to see you. They would love to hear your input because they don't get it. So give it to them. Believe me, when I showed up there once, it's always been interesting.
Gotcha. But see, this is the thing. How could we take, speaking of hip hop, right? How can we take certain things in hip hop seriously now? When you got, well, social media is such a big thing, right? And you got Drake, and he's got this girl want to sue him for pouring hot sauce in the condom. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's upset because he poured hot sauce in the condom because she was trying to get pregnant.
Okay.
You know, like,
Drake got enough money for a morning after pill to be ground up in her eggs and shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he has enough, but that's a whole nother level of ghetto-ness. Like that's some ghetto pimp shit. Like, hold on. Who's gonna be putting their penis inside hot sauce? That's my first thing. He's a different type of gangster.
No. So this is what happened, right? So he ended up having sexual relations with the girl. He had a condom on, right? So he busted up the condom. Woo, everything was happy. So he takes the condom. He goes in the bathroom, pours some hot sauce in the condom, and then was done with it. So he felt like the hot sauce would kill the sperm, I guess, in the condom or whatever. So what she ends up doing is she goes in the garbage, gets the condom, and try to impregnate herself with the sperm in the condom for her vajayjay, aka poom poom, felt like it was on fire.
I'm out. Biology 101, folks. Thought about this on another podcast I'm on, Adam and Eve. But once sperm hits air, it's dead anyway. Okay.
But
turkey basting pregnancies don't really happen that often unless it's like that. Secondly, Will, hold on. Drake, if you're out there listening to me, Drake, I want to talk to you first. And a young lady, I want to talk to you too. For if you take something from out the trash can and put it inside your body, even homeless people don't do that, honey. Homeless people don't go in the trash can, but they might eat it, but they don't put it inside their body. So you went in the trash can and put some in your body, and you wondered why it burned. It might. I would love to be his lawyer then. Oh my God, I would get him off so quickly. I would show up with some Texas Pete and some Louisiana Hot, and that's all I would have in my briefcase. I'll put them on the table.
Okay.
And I'll say, Drake, which one of these you like? He gonna say neither one. And I'm gonna ask her which one did he put in the hot sauce. She said, I don't know. I'm gonna say you must have quit. Hot sauce don't fit. I'm gonna put everything in the bag and then go walk out of there. Let's be real. This is 9 wings. Like hot sauce, like in the trash can, it could have been leftover hot sauce juice for the container. Like they know rappers and hip hop artists eat chicken wings all the time. Yo, she in the trash can.
I know, but
how does she know?
The matter is like, dude,
did she see Drake put hot sauce on it?
But the crazy thing about it is, how did you sneak the hot sauce past all of that? You're in a hotel. Like, think about this, yo. Like you.
Time out. Colors. If I pick up something that's creamy white and it's like red, because I'm pretty sure hot sauce made it red. She still put it in her body.
Do you understand the
Suing
act?
her. Cause you don't know what she done put in her body before she got to you. Drake should be suing her. I would counter sue her for toxic waste, for sleeping with toxic waste. Cause yo, just think about this. Just think about this. You're walking, you see a pretty girl, and you see her digging in the trash can. Then she picks out something and sticks it between her legs. Then she comes over to you and say, "Hey, what you doing?" Would you talk to her, Will? I don't care how pretty she is.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not talking to her. But think about this, man. Think this. I mean, if I put myself in Drake's position, right? And I say, okay, I'm going to the bathroom, and now in my head now, I'm thinking of one of my old songs. You can call me on my cell phone. You know that beat that he had, and all I can see is myself pulling out this hot sauce, taking the condom off, do 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 do. And did what I did, throw in the trash can, and I'm good, like, hey, you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go freshen up. And she go in there, she's like, oh, I'm gonna have to get this. Oh shit! And I come, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, my pussy on fire. What? I'm like, wow, what happened? Did you get an allergic reaction or something? What's happening?
In the words of my dad, take this however you want to. I ain't never seen a woman get pregnant in her mouth yet.
No, but she felt some hotline bling. I can tell you that for damn sure.
You can call me at the hospital when stuff starts to burn. Call me at the hospital. I think I learned. Should have met for usher. For him, I know. Boy, I learned. The jokes was just mine. I ain't gonna put that on with me. She should have called Usher. At least she would have known why she burned. Oh my God. Yo.
Like now, like pregnancy is like, it's like the new hustle, man. It's like the new job. It's like the new hustle, man, to get pregnant.
Well, I mean,
Nick Cannon is giving out free sperm like nobody's business. Why just go for him? I mean, you just gotta probably fill out an application and we see if you a candidate to carry his seed. But maybe we have to turn this into a business.
Listen, just think about this. She is probably, if this was an NBA, she was a reserve player playing for somebody like the Grizzlies. She's never been seen. Somehow she gets a one-on-one with Mike Jordan. She gets a one-on-one with LeBron James, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she knows she can't win the game, but she knows she could cheat a little bit and maybe she could win by cheating. But she forgot that LeBron goes hard in the paint and he dunks it on her hard. She gets fouled up and knocked to the ground hard, and she gets up and she goes, "Ref, technical foul!" Ref's like, "Yo, this is one-on-one. What are you talking about?" That's what a hot sauce is. She went for one-on-one and she got herself a technical foul. She stood there and took the charge, but it wasn't a charge. She fouled him in. She fouled him. It was foul what she did. She thought she took the charge and the charge was not there. The ref was not giving the charge. And everybody now gonna give her a technical thing. Now, my thing is, if I was
This
the
is a
guy that
regular thing.
I know if I was the guy that worked in a grocery store and I knew who she was, oh my God. I would spend $2.15 every time she comes through and put a bottle of hot sauce in a bag. Just she'd be like, I didn't pick up hot sauce.
Have a good day, ma'am.
How she be putting shit up? Where does this hot sauce keep coming from? Yo, you know her nickname now is hot sauce. Like whatever her name was before, forget it. Like in court documents, her lawyers and everything, Drake's lawyer. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get hot sauce to confess that she was in the wrong. And it ain't even called by her name, it's just hot sauce. She's code name hot sauce. Like, why? You put hot sauce in here. But here's the thing.
She's an IG star. Like she's an IG star. So I don't know who this IG star is, but
she could be the president of a major country. If you turn around and stick hot sauce inside of you, whether it's your anal or your cavity up front, use the food. Ain't nobody put no gun to her and told her put no hot sauce inside her. Just think, Drake, you okay. She's a dummy. She put hot sauce inside herself. Let that lady burn. Let her burn. Do like an Usher song. This is when Drake need. This is when Drake need to redo Usher song. Let it burn. That's it. Yo, Drake, just send me a little something. 5%, 3%, half a cent, a couple points. Yo, redo Usher Let It Burn and put it out one of your classic freestyles. How you be talking? Oh my God, tell us what went on. Like Bria's story. Do that shit, yo. You Diamond. I'll buy 2 copies. I want to know how it went down with hot sauce. I ain't know her name. From now on, she is affectionately known as Hot Sauce.
it's hot
Now,
sauce.
since we're still in hip hop, let me ask you this: Do you think Pete Rock is wrong for suing Nas?
I don't know. I
Okay, let me ask you this.
So give me a backdrop of the story real quick. Give me a fast backdrop of the story.
Nas' first album, Pete Rock helped produce.
Okay.
He never got paid.
He never got paid. Okay.
You got to run around. You got to think that's a classic album. But here's the thing, he's worked with Nas since then, but he hasn't been paid. So I don't know if it's on Nas, if it's on a label, if it's on Sony, Columbia, if it's who Nas was with back then.
It was Columbia at the time, right?
Yeah, I think it was with Columbia.
So, I mean, let's just think about this. Artists normally, if they were the label, the artists normally don't handle the business side of the label. The artist say, hey, I want to work with this guy, da-da-da-da-da, right?
But let's think about this. I think the Nas album was put together before he got the deal. So that would put Pete Rock in a place like me working with a local independent artist, and then it blew up. I don't think it went the other way. Yeah, because you got to think, the rappers, the producers that was on it, Premier, Pete Rock, Lord Professor, Q-Tip, they were all underground producers at the time.
But did they get paid?
They probably got paid. But you got to think, what they got paid then wouldn't be what that album's worth now. Just think about that. That would be like you working on something and they saying, hey, we're gonna pay you this, and you think it's gonna be a mixtape shit. Then next thing you know, it's worldwide. Whoever's doing this going on tours with your product for the next 20 years, and then you're looking like, hey man, do I get something? And one of the songs is one of the best products off the album. I don't get any residuals.
Did you sign up for that though? Because then from what I'm learning now, right?
Right.
If I ever got back into a game or whatever, right? I now understand, like, I mean, I don't understand the whole thing. So that will probably be something I have to talk about. But it would be, okay, points, residuals, who's getting what on the back end, like all of this stuff that goes involved with business. So at the time, what you was just like, yo, we gonna do this, blah, 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 and then we just gonna hit me back with something like 10% or something like that. But at the same time, I'm thinking like this too. Like, all right, I'm Nas. It's been what, 20 plus years. I don't think it's been that long years. Yeah, it's been about 20 plus years. And I know my man didn't get paid. I got the cash. I could just pay him. I could just like, yo, here you go, bro. For all the work that you did for me back in the day to get me started or whatever. Cool. I don't understand like certain things. Like, why is that so hard to do unless there's some underlying issues in between there that wasn't resolved working on these projects?
That could be true.
But if I got the bread and it's not going to hurt me to shoot you, like if I said, okay, we discussed this X amount of turn, the album made this much, here's 50,000, here's 100,000. First of all, I mean, that's what it is. Now, unless there's something that's tied up between Columbia, so that means he has to go back and get, he has to take Columbia to court.
Well, he got orders Columbia, yeah.
Yeah, so then Nas is gonna look at it like, well, look, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Columbia took over the project. Columbia's supposed to pay you. I'm not supposed to pay you. So then you look at it like, okay, if I pay you and then Columbia decides to pay you, then you got double paid. Are you gonna give me the money back that they paid you?
No.
Probably not. But if you my man, I could just hit you over something. Yo, here, use this, hold this down, take this to go sue them, do whatever you got to do to get your money. If there's no sweat off my back, you know what I mean? But that's if we mad cool. I don't know that. I don't know if there's some friction in between it because really there was no YouTube and all the social media stuff back in the day where people will open up and start talking about stuff. They don't, I mean, now everybody could just say, oh, well, Bougie, man, he was good, but then he just did me dirty. And you're gonna be like, yo, how I do that?
Bro, that's how it usually goes.
You know what I'm saying? So how do I resolve the situation? But if I got multi-millions and millions of dollars and to send you like 100,000 from what the album did, or whatever the case may be, it wouldn't be no sweat off my back, really, would it?
It shouldn't be.
If you was my person that helped me at the beginning of my career and got me started, and I found out that this company is doing you dirty, because however because I felt like the business side of it got messed up when Columbia got involved.
That could be true.
And nobody really did the real research. And now dudes that's actually doing research, they starting to go back, okay, yo, with this, that, and third, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but at the same time, if I'm Nas, I'm gonna feel a certain kind of way, right? And the reason why I feel a certain kind of way is because why you wait till now? My career's back popping.
But what if he hadn't been waiting? What if he been hitting them up trying to get the money and they've been giving him around ever since the album first came out?
True, but then is Nas big enough for people to really care? No, and listen to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, if it was Jay, it would probably be somewhere. It'll hit the news a little bit.
Spoken right? Just like a true Brooklyn night, but go ahead.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I knew you were gonna bring Jay into it. I just
Like,
knew it. I didn't even say
if it
nothing.
was somebody, if it was somebody real famous like Martha Stewart, and he said he produced a commercial for her, and he said, "Yo, Martha ain't paying me," or
Okay,
what's his name?
stop. If he did a commercial for Martha Stewart and he started running off about Martha, he would have Snoop and the Crips on him so quick. Cause like I really believe that Martha Stewart is a Crip. Have you ever noticed she doesn't wear a lot of red?
Yeah. Okay. She used to wear red.
Before she went, used to wear red. But now I just dropped some wings on y'all.
She's an honorary Crip member. Da 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 da.
Yo. You know what? Most times you hear stories about with like celebrities getting messed up in jail. You don't hear nothing about Martha. Cause like right before she went in, she already like, she beat her husband up or something, right? She did something like she was wild, like so she probably went into jail like on one, like probably the first chick that she probably like, damn, told that girl ass something and showed her how to make a damn ice pack out of the room, the shit in the room, and put this on your head. Go sit in the corner. Don't ever mess with Martha. She probably taught about herself in third. Like, I don't think Martha Stewart would be a good one to use. Let's go with since go with
All right, so we use Drake or
like Drake. But see, I think right now Nas is just as popular as Drake.
think so?
See, you have to think, right? You have a generation of people that's my age, your age, generation of people from New York from 92 to 96. You got a generation of people all around the world who remember golden hip hop. They've always said Nas had trouble choosing beats. Am I not right?
True.
Now, Hit Boy is giving him what he needs to surpass what he's done in his past. He's killing it. Yeah, he's got a fan base. Or they wouldn't be hitting. He wouldn't keep dropping albums like that if it won't popping, because when it won't popping, he was dropping albums every 5, 6, 10 years. Let's be real.
Right, because that's when they whole thing said Jay woke up a monster and all this other stuff or whatever the case may be.
Whatever.
That's what they was. That's streets talk shit.
You being from New York, who won that battle?
Me?
Like I said, you being from New York. I didn't say nothing about Brooklyn. I said you being from New York, who won that battle? Y'all know how I put that right. I had to do it that way. I had to say it because I had said
let me see. Let's see. From the mixtapes, because they was taking shots at each other on mixtapes before it got to that big thing. Nas threw some stuff out there. Jay was throwing some stuff at him, and which was like, oh wow, Nas was saying some stuff every now and then on some slick stuff that like, oh okay. I felt like Jay was getting him in the mixtapes a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he came out with the takeover. Then Nas had time to like write this whole song about, Jay. But it wasn't the whole. But see, that was the thing. When I listened to the album, when I listened to the song again, it wasn't the whole album. It wasn't the whole track. He kind of did something with like Takeover did.
Right.
Right. So to me, battle-wise, Jay was getting them in the mixtapes Nas got him because, you know, one, he dropped the Ill album, and he had so much running. He had so much momentum coming behind him with it. So then it kind of like threw Jay off. So yeah, the takeover was hot. Then he came up with that. And then, but see, this is what messed up Jay. This is what messed up Jay. And Jay knows that he can't go. Look, Jay know he can't go back to jail. He can't go back to court, because if he go back to court, he know he's going to jail.
Okay.
Because remember, he had that court case with the when they had that whole Jigga Kelly not guilty, and he supposed to go to trial because he beat up the dude for leaking his stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same situation happened with Jay. It repeated itself, and Jay realized, like, yo, if I really break my foot off in his behind, more than likely, I'm probably going to jail. Because the song got leaked out like it was an exclusive song.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what he wanted to put out. And he said that. I didn't want to put that out.
Okay.
But since it was leaked out.
Which song are you talking about? The Takeover?
Nah, he did the Takeover. Nas came out with the Ether. And then after Ether, he had the Got Yourself a Gun.
You mean the classic? You talking about Oz?
I woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. But Jay rapped on it. Jay did a freestyle on it.
Right.
In New York. So, because that was like the immediate answer, like right after. Like it was like right after. Like big.
Oh, I got myself a gun. Brooklyn, stand up.
I was waiting for you to stand up when he said that. I was just waiting. I was like, if he stands up, I'm about to run out of here. He was like, Brooklyn, stand up.
Really, I don't need the heat. The hard pump project, Kool-Aid, you sweet. I don't got a two-way, you gay. This is not beef, this is rap, homie. I don't have a scratch on it. You feel J song with J.R. Damn, I'm only worth over 100 million. I got beef with like 100 children. Niggas with pink suits trying to get cute.
I love the ad-lib. He was like, niggas in pink suits, faggots.
Little out of nine, homie. Don't let the nine, homie, put you out your mind, homie. Just rhyme, homie. Kick your little lies, kick my real facts like you sneaking out the back of this hotel lab. We wasn't chasing you, we had a taping too. We came through to do our 1-2 thing. It wasn't a Rockefeller come through thing. If it was on like that, I would come through clean.
Fair use.
But see, the thing that they got me.
That wasn't that hard.
Bruh, right here. This is what killed them. This is what killed the whole beef. This song, Nas really stopped. Nas signed to Jay Yassi's issue. You remember that now. Because this right here is what made it.
Super ugly, nigga.
Super Ugly was, yes.
Me and the boy AI got more in common than just falling and bombing. Get it? More in common. Came in your Philly backseat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. Here, nigga, the glove is on. Love is done. It's never, whenever, however, nigga. One. Instead you infatuated with saying that gay shit. You was kissing my dick when you was kissing that bitch. Man.
But that's what he should have put out. But
yo. See, both of them come together. So when he did the both of them are super ugly. That's 1 and 2. It's a switch up beat. Like it was a setup. He jumped on his beat and dissed him, right? And then when he came back with the super ugly beat, and he said that about Carmen. Okay, let's be real, Will. You have a wife, sir. If you and a guy is beefing, and you just randomly going through your back seat, you find a condom in your back seat. You scratch your head like, why is a condom in my baby's back seat? You ask your wife about it. She said, I don't know nothing about this. Leave me alone. Then you get in the middle of a beef with a Negro.
Well, he created two beefs at that particular point, but had to squash one of them like immediately.
He had to squash. Lons had to squash all of them. Because at this point, even me being a Carolina dude, I'm probably going to jail. I got to come see you.
We got to keep it hip hop.
I would. If he lived, he'd be having hip hop. I'm being real. Like, yo, like that was so. Like when he said super, like there's nothing. Like, do you know how much of a setup you have to be prepared to beat with somebody to do that? That move. That's chess moves years in advance to get to that place.
Yeah, but I'm saying that song, I Got Yourself a Gun Joint, I think he realized that wasn't the, even though there was the setup, I don't think that wasn't the setup he needed for the Super Ugly. Because Super Ugly, he had no choice but to go that disrespectful.
If he would have just dropped Super Ugly, the radios would have blew up, cars would have crashed in New York. Come on now, let's just be real. Just imagine riding down the road the first time hearing that. I almost wrecked the range driving New York when I heard Ether the first time on the radio. So imagine hearing that on the radio. Come on now, you gotta think this is radio time.
Right. So I mean, literally, New York stopped. Like literally, like. Whoever at that particular point, it was like kind of like a pausing moment, like everybody was listening. But I'm saying like that one came out like it's supposed to. Like if it was set up and it was executed like it was supposed to be executed, it would have been a whole different conversation. So people was already after that particular point, people was already saying Nas won, right? Okay, so then Nas came up with the song that like the victory joint, like like he won. And so Jay had to come out on the Blueprint 2 album and had to come up with the what's that song? I think it's H OVA Blueprint 2, baby on the way. No, don't be afraid. Yeah, something like that, right? So he had to clarify. I think he had 2 songs that he clarified, I think, on that album. I'm not too sure. But he clarified like how it happened or whatever. He still learned from the situation. So to me, it's always a learning experience because I guess when you the man at the top and you going and you doing these things, it's a possibility you can lose. Like I didn't even think about this, right? Now I was watching a documentary on Jordan and Shaq, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq is the only player which has not been talked about that literally stopped Jordan from getting to the championship. When Shaq was with Orlando and he had Penny and I think he had Stackhouse, I think. Right? Stop Jordan from going to the championship. Nobody talks about that. You always talk about Kobe and Jordan. But Shaq at his prime, young Shaq
at his prime was unstoppable. Like people don't want to give hit because he came in the league amongst so many greats who were still at their prime. You gotta think, not too many players can say, I played with Jordan, Patrick, Akeem, Penny.
Man, yeah, a lot of these guys.
Jordan, Carr, like he even played against players that became coaches, and then even be in the league and play against people like LeBron and Kobe, and still hold his own. Like really, I think Shaq just got tired of ball. Like I think Shaq really wanted to be a rapper. It didn't go out like he wanted to be. So he was like, shit.
Then he tried to do movies.
We're going to act like you didn't even say that.
But Kobe was upset at Shaq because he felt like if Shaq stayed healthy, they could have got more rings than Jordan. Which is
Okay,
possible.
stop right there. There's a flaw in your chicken, your chain. Did Jordan care if anyone else on the team got sick?
6 rings?
Did Jordan care if anybody else on the team got sick? Let's be real.
No.
If someone on the team got sick or injured, would Jordan still get 6 rings? Let's be real.
At this, yeah.
Okay, we're talking about. Hold on, watch this.
Well, he had a supporting cast.
Okay, let's take the supporting cast out. Let's talk about one game. The diarrhea game. He had diarrhea 24 hours before the game. That means he's dehydrated. He has the flu on top of that. Goes out, and what does he do?
I mean, he goes out and I think he's dropped for like
60-some points. Fourth quarter, they pump him full of Gatorade. He comes back out and goes on a run that's unbelievable, to the point of the other team was just like, it was like, shit, what are we here for? Like if you score 60 points and you're sick, dehydrated, with the flu, and the stomach flu on top of that, and the game runs to 100, what was the other players doing? That's when you're not at your prime. What was the other players doing? You just proved to everybody, sick as hell, I'm better than y'all. What is the other player doing? Did he need them? See, Kobe tried that, but Kobe needed Shaq. Just think about it. Jordan, you don't really hear about the centers with Jordan because they moved them out. Jason Williams, Cartwright, the white kid, they moved them in and out. It didn't matter. Pippen, they tried to pick. Pippen was a smart one. Pippen could have left and went somewhere, but Pippen needed Jordan. Jordan didn't need Pippen. Let's get it straight. Because when Jordan left the league and went to another team or whatever, what happened to Pippen?
Oh, he fell on the sidelines.
Pippen became Westbrook.
He got exposed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Before we get off the air, since it's, crazy right now, let's talk about the Pacific volcano. Now, Willie B, I probably know that you have not watched the Eternals.
Not yet.
You should watch that. Because Marvel's starting to get like Simpsons.
Maybe they know stuff that we don't know.
They got to. So you have a volcano in South Pacific, about Tango, sends shock waves from, if you really understand where the earthquake was, it was really, if I use my hands, this is the Pacific. America is way back somewhere over here. When that bad boy popped, It's in a tidal wave that hit all the way over here. And what people don't realize is it let off a lot of stuff into the atmosphere, which is going to mess up our atmosphere. Where we probably shouldn't get snow, we're probably going to get some. Where we probably shouldn't get things, we're going to get, because it just threw off, probably the whole world got shook up. This is the type of stuff that killed the dinosaurs, real talk. Or the dragons or demons.
Yeah, because I'm about to ask you, do you think dinosaurs, like, because I don't know, they just be pulling this thing out of nowhere.
Okay. Bonus section of the show. Do you want my thoughts on dinosaurs?
I asked you. I mean, what? Like, all right, we'll go with Moss. We'll start with me first. Okay, so I think some of the animals existed. I don't think all of them existed. I think some of them are, made up, because, I mean, let's think about it. You can make bones. I mean, it's not like you can't. They make artificial shit all the time. You know, so it just take time for the public to get their hands on it. So I think maybe a Triceratops, a raptor, maybe a T-Rex, maybe I forgot the name of that dinosaur with the long neck. That was a herbivore. Forgot what they called that dinosaur. I think a pterodactyl is a possibility of existing.
Okay.
But some of the other ones, I don't think that. I think you put things together to create an environment.
I think the reverse. I think they separated things. Okay. So you made a good example, the T-Rex, right? They say the T-Rex front arms is like this, which would make the T-Rex be on the ground and using its hind legs like a rat and not standing up. But now, if you take and keep the little arms, right?
Uh-huh.
Put the wings on the back, you got a dragon. Now, a lot of folklore is about dragons, and old history and old things is about dragons, not about dinosaurs. You find more things about dragons and not dinosaurs, which make me think that the dinosaur is the dragon. And to throw us off, they're separating, because when you start watching your kids' anime, especially the Japanese ones, you start seeing long necks, like the one you're talking about, the carnivore, with the small body, and they have wings. You chop them off and separate them, like you say, build some more bones to go along, and then you have different things. Yes, I believe there were pterodactyls, but I believe there were dragons also. There's too many stories and things about dragons in history where there isn't about dinosaurs. So yeah, the dragon will be a dinosaur because it's a fossil, but when you get into certain places, I think that's why they're starting to burn down rainforests, because they're trying to find out what's left out there. Because if you are a dinosaur or a dragon or a Bigfoot or a Yeti or whatever this kind of unnatural, your deepest place to be is in woods and not be seen. And how do you get things out?
Which brings me to the point of when we had that conversation in an older podcast about what they show in movies is possibly real, right?
Right.
So I was watching Transformers. I don't remember which one it was, but this one has something to deal with Merlin, I think.
Right.
So the Transformer could be the aliens that they talk about years and years and millions of years ago, dealing with sorcery, right?
Wow.
Which is Merlin.
Transformers come down to Earth. If you're coming from space and you're coming to Earth and you don't have any control and you crash, you're doing what?
Like a meteor.
And a meteor comes for it to Earth. A meteor crashes it. I trip and I
fail.
You fail, you fall, right? That movie you're talking about is called The Fallen. Those are the fallen angels. Like, we look at, I'm sorry, I just gave him appeals, people. You just seen him appeal live. I'm sorry. He just put two together. He was like, oh.
Look, all I saw was like chicken wings coming out of the thing like a damn coin machine.
Yeah, man. So the Transformers are the fallen angels. They have knowledge that people don't have from a different realm, and for some reason they can't get out.
Somehow they did. They find a way to get out. They find their way back to what they call it, Cybertron.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. Who came to Earth first? The Autobots or the Decepticons?
That's an interesting question. I feel like the Decepticons was here first.
Autobots. Now I want you to think about, this is how the media plays with us.
Yeah, because I felt like the Autobots came down. Once the Autobots landed, they realized that the Decepticons was there.
And you find out in that movie, The Fallen, that the Prime that's in the museum tells you that the Transformers had came a long time ago.
Right, all the Primes, yeah.
So,
okay.
So basically, now I want you to look at this in a whole different thing. The word Metatron is one of God's archangels, like Michael. He chases down rogue things for God. Now, rogue. Now, Optimus Prime and the Autobots come to Earth and change into things that Earthlings like, cars. But the Decepticons are weapons. Autobots get here first, they're the fallen. Decepticons come second. So you're on the run. If you're, just say, a criminal, go to another place and hide out. Someone sends the police for you and they chase you, trying to hunt you down. I believe that's what the Transformers are. I believe we've been taught the Decepticons were the bad ones, but the Decepticons really aren't the bad ones. Everybody's bad to a certain extent, but look at the damage that Optimus Prime and them always calls when they see the Decepticons.
You know, it's funny. When we was watching the Transformers, when they did the whole revamp with the Camaro and all that, the Mustang and all that, the Decepticons was the police. The Mustang was the police. And Bumblebee was on the run. God damn.
Yeah, like I said, I don't be into it like that, but I know enough of the story from other old stories to know that they don't tell you a new story. So it's the fallen angels.
Damn, that's crazy.
And if you think about it, right? In that movie, I believe that the Prime who flies out and helps Merlin and Arthur takes the form of a dragon.
I went wrong. Yeah, it's possible, yeah.
So when you get into it, going back to the dinosaurs, I don't know. I think it's more dragons, but they can't tell you dragons because then that tells you a whole different story of history.
I think it's possible.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, a lot of things revolve around mermaids, dragons, serpents, you know, like shit that you can obviously identify with, like now that you can see serpents, snakes. You could say
Mermaids,
the dragon, like the lizards.
demigods. Just think about.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, it could flip some things around and saying that, yo, I've been lied to my whole life.
Well, you've been lied to your whole life anyway, but that's a whole different story.
That's not for this podcast right now, sir.
No, I don't even want to bust nobody's head open now. Tell them no. This has been Nine Wings. I'm Big Bougie. He is
Mr.
the one and only.
Willie
man.
B. Riggs.
I like that shirt you got on there. Where'd you get that from?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Big Bougie and Brand and Company and GBNY. We're now making shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Custom.
Customized shirts.
Yeah. And I mean, it came out pretty daggone good too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I support the brand. I support the cause of all the things that we do. We really trying to support our people. Once we get to that level, we can really make some changes. So
Yeah.
Keep supporting us. Believe in the change. A Camp will rise. GBNY will be successful. And we will be in a position to give back, because a lot of people think about the money is what really made you successful. Really, what will make a person successful is the hard work, dedication that they put in to get there, to be able to have the funds to able to give back and help. Because there, what is it? There is, once you get to a certain place, you realize that it's not about the money, and you're never satisfied. But, you will always be in a position to teach other people to be a better version of themselves if you decide to use your gifts and what God gave you to better the next person. So, on that bombshell, have a good night, and we will see you next Monday at 10 p.m.
Peace.